Welcome back. Today we went to Journey Church in Avon. This is like a mega church, basically.
It's got 3 locations.
Yeah, so it's like a chain with multiple locations, like McDonald's.
McDonald's church.
And since we were first-time visitors, they gave us gift bags.
Time to do unboxing. Ooh! So we got a chocolate bar. We got a pen that says Journey Church on it.
I did not get a chocolate bar.
Oh.
What the heck, bro?
Little card.
With a QR code for you to give them money.
Mm-hmm.
Prayer requests, Thanksgivings, and comments and questions.
A flippin' mug, yo.
A notebook, a recyclable notebook.
This is nice.
For notes.
Get some ASMR.
They didn't give me a freaking chocolate bar.
Welcome information. And then it's got kids, youth, and adults. Whatever that means. So they got all their programs and stuff.
So this church is definitely the most different from anything we've been to so far. Sure. We walked in, and I think I got 5 fist bumps. They had so many people greeting. You walk in and you get handshakes and fist bumps and high fives, and you hear this loud music, muffled, and then you walk in through the doors, and you walk into just a rock concert.
Yeah, it was freaking sick, okay?
Definitely the most different from the other 3 churches, because the other 3 were church-style churches. This was like a rock-style church.
At the front of the church,
you go in, and then there's this area, and there's a coffee bar on the left. Go to the right, you go around and then into the door, and then you go into the big huge music area, and at the there's all these rows, and then at the front you've got this big huge screen, and then you got 2 other big screens on the left and the right. The band, or whatever, the worship band, were already playing, so you walk into this all this music and stuff from the very beginning.
Something I noticed was kind of weird. They didn't have, most churches have a cross or something at the front and center of the church. There was no altar at all. All the other churches, stage. All the other churches had an altar. This one was a stage. It did have a drum set. There wasn't any liturgy at all, which this is even the Methodist church we went to, which was not organized or ordered, but it still had a liturgy where you do one thing and then you do another thing. Mm-hmm. Obviously there was a sequence of events, but it wasn't nothing from any of the churches that we've been to before. We've all had times where the whole church would say the Our Father, or there weren't necessarily a gospel reading.
Yeah, so basically, at the beginning, they had the music, and then they had who were the 2 people, the guy and his wife that came out?
There were, it was the host of the church, who wasn't the pastor.
Yeah.
The pastor came out.
Because I think it's because the pastors, apparently they rotate, or they go to all the different churches. So they came out and they were talking a bit, and then they left, and the actual pastor came out and he gave his sermon.
What I thought was interesting is that the pastor said this was the start of a new series. So
yeah, so it was almost they had an album.
It was the first episode of a series of sermons with an overarching theme, which is interesting. I don't know about you, but I feel maybe it could be literally the exact answer for the things you were talking to me.
I know,
yesterday.
that was kind of funny.
That happens so often. God was so clearly speaking through that sermon.
So basically the message was about how you should ask God. You also need to believe and commit.
It was about prayer. You ask for something and you believe, and then you commit to that belief. He was talking about genuinely listening in prayer instead of just talking, and he was talking about living out faith and picking up your cross, which is true.
There were small mistakes. That just happens when you keep on splitting and dividing the church so much to the point where so many things just are different in beliefs. But every time he would say something that was not technically true, he would back it up with something that wouldn't that fits with the truth of it without completely changing what he was saying.
Like what?
He's talking about salvation. The moment you first believe, you are saved. That's not technically true. It's not that you need to do a bunch of things. It's more about grace. God's grace is what saves you through faith.
Yeah.
But it's not the moment you first find faith. It's you cooperate with God's grace.
He did say,
exactly.
He did touch on that though. He said, you can't choose God on Sunday and then choose your own way on Monday. He did talk about actually carrying your cross.
After he said something that the words weren't true, he would explain himself with the actual truth.
It was certainly a very different experience.
I think it was like very worship oriented, which makes sense. It was obviously it was like a mega church. So it was like obviously a very big church. Like the whole vibe of it, I guess. I don't know what the right word is, but
you could tell that there was a lot of tithes involved. Like a lot of people gave their money to this church.
It was interesting because near the beginning of the service, they were talking about all the ways that you could give to the church, and one of them was stock. You could give stock, which, you know, I mean, usually you don't see that. Most churches don't accept stock.
And it's not like you can't tell by going in there. They have a huge stage.
Yeah.
We didn't say this yet. They have huge, like, cranes and boom arms with, like, 4K cameras, like, sliding across through the audience so they could get a good look at the people on stage.
There was also this little guy, this, like, little boy, and he had, like, this thing that goes over his head and, like, this camera, and he would, like, get all these different shots of the band while they were playing, and it would go up on the screen, and it was just kind of funny to, like, watch him, because you could see him on the stage. I don't know.
All the people had their hands in the air.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah. During the songs, like, I was trying to fit in, so I was rocking back and forth with my arms like this, because everyone's, like, moving with the music.
Yep.
As we walk in, they were holding huge tubs, and everyone was grabbing what was inside, and I didn't know what it was, but I grabbed this thing, and then I realized this is their communion. The reason I still have it is because I didn't take it. Even though we're doing this project and going to all the other denominations, I'm still Catholic, and I hold to those beliefs. This is just, literally, it's just bread and grape juice.
So, like, in the front, there's, like, a little wafer, and then you got the juice.
Even though the two Protestant churches we went to, the focus wasn't around communion, they still had it at the end, so, like, as if it was building up. It was one of the first things we did. After the two songs, they said, okay, everyone take out your communion packets, that's what they call them. They view it completely as a symbol. This is the first church we went to where they actually don't think anything special about the bread and wine, especially. They put more emphasis on things that correspond with, like, the body and blood.
Yeah.
Like, about Jesus' sacrifice and stuff.
Which makes sense.
They're doing in remembrance of him, which, interestingly, I don't know if I'll put this in, but I'm going to say it.
Like, the Last Supper, which is where communion comes from, was during the Jewish Passover Seder, which they would do in remembrance of the Passover, but as they were doing it, they viewed it as being an active part of the Passover as they ate the unleavened bread and drank the wine, which represented the blood of the Lamb, which is interesting. The thing that, in this church, that took the place of what, like, the most important thing that the whole church was building up to was receiving Jesus, as in, they called out, if anyone here wants to give their life to Jesus right now, raise your hand. And they did. Two people, and they came up, and they prayed, and that was, like, the whole point is, like, now you are saved. Like, in the moment, this moment right now, you have accepted him, and now you can go and live out your life as a Christian. They showed the church, like, all the stats of all the people that have, like, been saved, which I'm assuming is, like, the people who are a part of that church. Yeah. So there was, like, 8,000 something people, and they've been around for 16 years. Definitely an emphasis on, like, trying to get people to join the church. That church. They basically said, these are souls that we saved, as opposed to souls that God saved through us. Like, they didn't say, like, at this church, they just said, like, these are the people saved, but it was only people that were, like, that joined, like, the church. They felt very accomplished for what they have done, which, interesting enough, is, like, huge contrast from what the message and sermon from last week's church. Like, don't boast, because it's not you, it's God.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, despite that, though, I knew God was speaking in that sermon specifically. Every time the pastor, like, would stop trying to make jokes and just slow down the message. It's like, I understand the reason you would do that to try to capture attention, but, like, you're saying something really important, and you're like, okay, so I love my wife. He's talking about this topic and how, like, his friend, you know, had faith in Christ and, like, trusted him to, you know, save her marriage and, like, basically stuck with it. And then he just, like, drops a joke in the middle. And it's like, I don't know, it felt kind of out of place. It kind of caught me off guard, but I think the message was good. Like, the way it was delivered was personally not my cup of tea. And, like, as far as the worship goes, I understand how people kind of get in, like, the zone and they're, like, listening to all the music and stuff. But, like, I feel the presence of God better in churches where it's not so, like, loud and, like, upbeat almost. As far as mega churches go, I'm assuming that's more of an American thing. Oh, definitely. Protestantism barely exists outside of Western Europe or the United States. My main takeaway, really.
There's people in other churches that go to church every Sunday, but they don't really care or believe or, like, live their whole life as a Christian.
Like, maybe they just like the people or community for ethnic reasons, like their culture is tied to a church, or like their family has it, or their family makes them. But here, you can tell that
everyone in here comes because they believe in Jesus, which is good, really good.
The main takeaway?
No.
Next week, we won't be posting, but the week after that, we will, and we don't know where we're going yet, so stay tuned.
Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, share, and follow if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.